Investment Fund, Professor Christopher Ameyao Ekumfi, formally charged with causing financial loss to the state in the infamous SkyTrain scandal. Also coming up, opposition NPP continues with demands for the interdiction of Sami Jemfi, the CEO of the Gold Board, over the Agrada dollar saga. And later on Eyewitness News, is there a power vacuum in Ghana after President John Dramani Mahama jetted out of the office of the country rather, and we're told Speaker Bagbin is also out already. The Vice President is not in the country. Can acting Chief Justice be the acting president? That's a conversation we'll be having here tonight on Eyewitness News. Stay with us for that and other stories here on Eyewitness News. And in business,
President John Mahama pledges to revamp local sector to boost Ghana's exports by 2026.
that's in 50 minutes from the Citi Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a host of affiliate stations in the Western region. We are on Adwinpa 100.7 FM in Takwa. We are on Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady, as well as Sky 93.5 FM also in Takrady. In the Bono region, we are on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, we are on Focus 94.3 in Kumasi. In same Kumasi, we are on Orange 107.9 FM. In the Volta region, we are on Revival 99.3 FM in Tajevu. We are on VOV Radio 95.7 in Hohwe. In the Northern region, we are on Radio Bimbila 91.9 FM in Bimbila. We are in the Upper East region on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. In Upper West, we are on Tongsun 97.3 FM in Wa. And we are in Jirapa on Jirapa 96.1 FM. We're live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Look for Citi FM. And we are interactive. Join us by sending your messages to WhatsApp 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. You can also send tweets using the hashtag Eyewitness News and mention me at Umaru Sanda or at Citi973. Let's start off now with the story that is emerging from the court. There's a formal charge against a man who once served as a minister in the Kufuor government. He was a minister for ports, harbors, and railways. And in the last Akufo-Addo administration, or the last NPP administration, he was chairman of a board, the Ghana Investment Infrastructure Fund. Akusia, tell us a story.
Yes, a former board chair of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, Professor Christopher Ameyao Ekumfi, has been charged with conspiracy to commit a crime, specifically willfully causing financial loss to the state. Well, he is facing the charges alongside former GIIF CEO Solomon Asamoah, who has been granted bail set at 15 million cedis with 2 sureties required to justify with land property. Well, the charges stem from the alleged unauthorized transfer of $2 million from GIIF accounts to Africa Investor Holdings Limited in 2019, purportedly for the construction of a SkyTrain project. Well, the Deputy Attorney General Sremsai engaged my colleague Hansen Ajiman after proceedings.
The Attorney General has instituted an active process of recovering, tracing these monies. So I would say that whether you do it voluntarily or not, we would do whatever it takes in the name of the Republic of Ghana to retrieve every pesewa that we can from private hands and restore those monies to the people of Ghana and to the taxpayers. The press conference is not the AG will hold press conference when the need arises. In this particular case, we believe that the issues are already in the public. You journalists are very much aware of the SkyTrain issue. It was first raised in the Auditor General's report, so I don't think anyone is in a doubt as to the facts of this case. So there may not be any press conference on this. But where there's a new case which will require thorough briefing, we believe that the people of this country are entitled to know every bit of what we are doing with the power they have given us. So we'll hold press conference when the need arises.
You heard that from Deputy Attorney General Sremsai in that interview with Hansen Ajiman.
Hansen himself is in studio now. Hansen, you did that interview, the Attorney General. So they filed formal charges against these 2 individuals. Does it mean they were also in court where the accused persons were in court, or it was just a formal process that has been done?
Well, the first accused person, that's the former CEO of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, Solomon Asamoah, he was in court. The expectation was that the second accused person, Professor Christopher Ameokunfi, will also be in court, but he was absent. We're told that he is attending to a medical emergency, and so he was not in court. But proceedings went with respect to the first accused person.
Please were taken on all of that?
Yes, so the plea of the first accused person, that's the CEO, the former CEO of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, Solomon Asamoah, he pleaded not guilty to all the counts against him. So there are 6 counts in all. 2 of them conspiracy to commit crime, which means that for those 2 counts, you would have Professor Christopher Ameokunfi and Solomon Asamoah responding to those 2 conspiracy counts. And then each has a count on willfully causing financial loss to the state individually, as well as dissipation of public funds. So the first accused person largely responded to 4 counts today, 2 on the conspiracy counts and 2 individual counts on willfully causing financial loss to the state and dissipation of public funds.
Was he already in custody, or he just appeared on his own in court, and what happened to granting of bail or otherwise?
So he was on bail when he went to the court. He was given police inquiry bail. He was given bail to the amount of 6,000 Ghana cedis with 2 public service workers.
6,000?
6,000 Ghana cedis.
At the police or the court?
At the police.
Okay.
With 2 public service workers standing surety for him, which he was able to meet. And then, so he was on bail when he came to court today. Then his lawyer prayed the court to let him be on the same bail conditions as in the case of the police inquiry bail. That was when the state, represented by Deputy Attorney General Dr. Shamsai, differed and said that they're expecting the judge to vary the amount and also to make the surety justified. And so the judge, in varying the bail bond, put it at 15 million Ghana cedis.
From 6,000?
From 6,000 cedis to 50 million Ghana cedis, with 2 sureties which are to be justified with landed properties within Greater Accra.
So this was the High Court?
This was the High Court, Criminal Court 4.
Okay. And so that's what has happened. So he's now supposed to meet the bail conditions, and then he'll go home free. Do you know whether he's been able to meet that or not?
We don't know as of yet, because at the time when we were leaving the court premises, he was still in the courtroom with his lawyers, beginning the paperwork to see if he can produce the sureties who have landed properties. But of course, you know, when it is justified, there'll have to be some groundwork, more groundwork done, valuation,
Land
identification of these properties. But as of now, we cannot tell whether he's been able to meet the conditions or not.
What about the particulars of offense as detailed in the charge? Did you get to see the charge sheet formally? You know what they have said they have done specifically?
Yes, so you know the government of Ghana wanted to do what we call the Sky Train.
The dream.
It was so, as part of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund had been formed, and it was supposed to be a private-led initiative. And so there was an engagement with a private company that was registered in Seychelles, known as Africa Investors Holding. Now, Africa Investors Holdings were supposed to be the people who are going to design, build and operate the Sky Train, but the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund was supposed to hold 10% shares in that business that was going to run the Sky Train on behalf of the government of Ghana. So the $2 million was requested from the private company as cost of the 10% shares. We are told that Professor Christopher Ameokunfi and the former CEO Solomon Asamoah caused for the $2 million to be transferred from the account of GIF into the account of the Africa Investors Holdings. this 2 million, we are told, did not receive any board approval, allegedly. We are also told that no due diligence, allegedly, was done before the payment was done. And even after the payment was done, there was no evidence whatsoever that the government of Ghana, through the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, indeed bought the 10% shares from the private company who was supposed to design, build and operate the Sky Train. It is as a result of this action by the first and second accused that the state has filed these charges against them. In the charge sheet that we have, we are told that the first accused person, during investigation, indicated that the second accused person, so relevant portion of the charge sheet as we have is that in his police investigation caution statement, the first accused person claims that he sought or obtained the approval of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Governing Board in respect of the share acquisition and the $2 million payment. This claim was, however, refuted by each of the other members of the governing board in their respective police investigation caution statements. Further investigations revealed that no board minutes or company record supports the claim by the first accused. On his part, the second accused insisted in his police investigation caution statement that he signed the bank funds transfer instruction on the recommendation of the first accused person. Neither the first accused person nor the second accused person has been able to account for the $2 million. So this is, at least so far, this is what the prosecution is telling us, the explanations that they've given. The first accused is saying that he sought board approval before the payment was made. The police, however, the state, through the prosecution, is telling us that when the other board members were queried, they indicated that there was no such approval. The second accused person, who was the chair of the board, according to the prosecutor, explained that he signed the banknote based on recommendation from the first accused. But we've officially not heard from the first nor the second accused person.
So the MD or CEO, is it?
The CEO
says, I got clearance from the board. The board says, no, we did not give him clearance. The board chair was asked, and he said, well, the CEO asked me to do it.
He said the CEO recommended, and
that
so
I should go ahead and do it. But he didn't say whether he did it for and on behalf of the board. We don't know.
No, this is what the police is claiming. And this is all coming from prosecution from the Attorney General's office.
Do we know if there are other persons to be charged? For instance, those who receive the money, or all of those? Has the state said anything?
Yeah, so when I actually questioned the Deputy Attorney General that yes, we say some monies were paid to a certain company, has the state taken steps to find out if indeed monies were paid? And if indeed this company actually exists? But the Deputy Attorney General says the state cannot be so concerned about that. They cannot be concerned if indeed that company is in existence or monies were actually paid. Their case is built on the fact that there's evidence of a certain transfer of $2 million from the account of GIF into the account of a private company without any authorization from the governing board, without any due diligence, and there's no evidence whatsoever of any work done for that $2 million, and that is their case.
Very well. Thank you so much, Hansen Ajiman. But just before you go, so did the state have an issue with the absence of Professor Christopher Meyer Kumfi in studio in court?
Not one that was disclosed to us, but the indication that we got is that his legal team has been in constant touch with the prosecution, making him aware of the medical situation.
Thank you so much. That's Hansen Ajiman of the Citi Newsroom. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll be back with more. Please stay.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Stronger brand you can trust. Polytank, we get some more Rambo and get some more super. And the Polytank, we did Polytank. Papa no Alcasa. Polytank, the original, always the best.
Se wudru krum. Na wote yes, charcoal toothpaste. Yes, charcoal toothpaste. Aya no ya hwe yie. Na obi amfa so kwa na no wa chenchena. Esa ne se charcoal toothpaste bebre ane wodwa so. Nanso nya ne nyina na yema wo se. Titru mpo ne se wo nyini no. Bon ho modin se wo beto charcoal toothpaste a ye di bidia nkasa ye na enya dai kekene bi agumu. Na wo de yin keka wa firi osimu. Na wo se nya hoden na se efita. To charcoal toothpaste fluoride ewo mu na bo se ho ban na mana ye din da ekosi se oboba kokora na sa abrewa. Pepsodent charcoal toothpaste die wo di bidie lemon mint ana zinc ana akabomu aye. Enti ma wo se din na wonum so ahwam da mu ni nyina. Pepsodent die yenim no dada o. Enti wasan de bidie lemon ene mint akabomu aye die. Ene na kire se yesen adamfo no no. Ebem wonum ahwam na bo se ho ban afiri kekawa bia mu. To Pepsodent charcoal toothpaste fetwi usin na mo se ho ban abrebia.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Ah, Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel where I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open it.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Now, the New Patriotic Party (NPP) has criticized the acting CEO of the Ghana Gold Board, Sammy Gyamfi, for what it describes as an extravagant and ostentatious lifestyle. All the party referenced a viral video showing Sammy Gyamfi handing over dollar bills to self-styled evangelist Patricia Odro-Cranting, popularly known as Nana Agrada. While speaking at a press conference, the party's national organizer, Henry Nana Boakye, alleged that Mr. Gyamfi uses dollars as his regular currency and pointed to his appearance in a 2025 Range Rover as further evidence of opulence.
Not only was Mr. Sammy Gyamfi giving out United States dollars without restraint, but Mr. Gyamfi also engaged in patent opulence on ostentation of just after 120 days in government. On the day in question, Mr. Gyamfi was being driven in a 2025 fully spec Range Rover autobiography valued at $350,000. Fresh Range Rover autobiography, fresh tear rubber, fully spec autobiography, Range Rover 2025 model, $350,000. The question that should engage the minds of well-meaning Ghanaians and how Mr. Sammy Gyamfi can afford all these things under 120 days is being in government, and if they are gift, who are these persons gifting him, and what relationship do they have?
That was Henry Nana Boakye, the national organizer of the New Patriotic Party, the NPP.
This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's stay with that issue and speak to the Member of Parliament for Bekwai. He's a member of the New Patriotic Party, Ralph Poku Eduse. Honorable, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Good evening and thank you.
Thank you too. Your national organizer addressed a press conference today, and among a number of things, he's questioning the wealth of Sammy Gyamfi. I do know that he's a lawyer, just like you are. Is the law profession that poor? Should a lawyer who owns a 2025 registered Range Rover be questioned for the source of wealth?
Thank you very much. And first of all, a very big good evening to your listeners. This is a question that should be opinion-based. In his opinion, that is what he argues. What will clear this whole back and forth, perhaps, if you ask me, will be first of all, Samijanfi speaking to them whether he owns them, number one, and if he owns them, where he got them from, number two, and then if he got them, what is the justification that he could come up with this money to be able to acquire this vehicle. They are valid questions. I strongly believe that in the interest of transparency and putting clarity to certain matters, he is able to answer to these questions. I'm expecting that as astute as he is in the communication field, he will certainly provide answers to these questions to put this matter to rest. But of course, if you're a lawyer and you own a Range Rover, it's not something that is so far-fetched. But then we are looking at somebody who has assumed a position as a CEO of the Gold Board. And clearly we need to protect the public confidence in this Gold Board because it's fairly new. And we have been aware of the government allocating a sum of $279 million into this revolving fund for the Gold Board. So yes, if all of a sudden somebody we saw then who didn't have a Range Rover 2023, the 2025 autobiography as they describe it, then I think he owes it to the good people of Ghana to offer some explanations, to put all these, if you like, speculations to rest. That will be my opinion on this matter. Just as my very good friend and neighbor lawyer Nanabi is also asserting in his delivery as you played earlier on.
But should the burden of proof not be on the side of the NPP making these claims? Because, I mean, the money that he gave to the Agrada, which has become the subject of the controversy, he hasn't said it is money from the state, and there's no proof that it is money from the state. Now that you've introduced his vehicle in there, it means you're making claims, but you haven't adduced any facts to support these claims. So the burden of proof is not really on Sami JV. Why should he come and start explaining that this is how I got my money or otherwise, when he has been working long ago? I remember as well as 2015, he was spokesperson for the Exton Cubic company. So if you are making a big deal of it, then you should provide some evidence beyond making the claims that he's driving a new car and has dollars. Or
okay, in answering this question, I would have first of all wished that Sami would actually speak to this matter before saying what I'm about to say. Simply because if you chose to do public service, then you chose to put your life in the public domain. You chose to have your life being scrutinized by the public. And these are the hazards that comes with taking up a public office in exchange of the office that we have seen in some of his appointments that we see. So there's nothing wrong if the public demands of you to justify certain wealth.
But who is the public? That's a question, right? Who is the public? I mean,
so the public in this
because the view is being taken.
The masses that are speaking through the leadership of MPP.
The view is taken by the NDC that
we have a membership of over 6 million.
Honorable, the view is taken that these so-called members or membership or masses that you refer to are nothing but members of the NPP who don't really have clean hands to come to equity if it comes to these matters, and that in the just recent past we saw what happened with a minister in your party having so much money in her house, according to what the OSP revealed. You didn't complain, you didn't ask her to explain where her source of wealth was, and that was leaps and bounds compared to $800. So if you sat mute over Cecilia Dapa's money, for instance, you should have no moral right to speak about $800. That is the view. What do you say to that?
Okay, I accept that in good faith, and let me tell you why I accept that position. Because it's something that both governments condemned, and in our case, we took decent steps to ensure that the woman is relieved of her position. Having said that, and having accepted that it was something that didn't happen and it happened and we condemned it in all strict terms, must it be repeated today? What was wrong yesterday should be avoided today. Perhaps what was right yesterday should be promoted today. What was wrong then was having a government official starting so much money in her house, which we readily condemned and ensured that she was relieved of her post. Simple reason why today, if we are having somebody who has just been appointed into a gold board office displaying dollars, and when somebody has asked for petrol money, you're giving him dollars, which in itself is a criminal offense under criminal code, then certainly there is action that has to be taken to ensure that we are eliminating this from the public sector entirely. But clearly you have had a reference that is not a reference that the entire country is perhaps proud of.
But you don't know that if you had done a press conference at the time against Cecilia Dapa, then people would applaud you now for doing a press conference against Sami Gyamfi. But honestly, your press conference now, people are questioning
all your points are valid.
So if my points are valid, sorry, Honorable, if my points are valid, it invalidates your points then, which means you are agreeing tonight that all the points raised by your national organizer lawyers are invalid points, or points that do not hold water necessarily, and that maybe, to put on the street language, it was mere cacophony.
No, that is completely different from me affirming that your points are valid. Your points are valid in the sense that the things that occurred in the previous government that were significantly condemned by the state, in all honesty, must be accepted today that there are things that shouldn't have happened, and they did happen. That doesn't mean we are affirmed of it or we approved of it. No, nobody will stand anywhere and look back today and approve of things. And going forward, we should prevent them from happening. And here's a case that this has happened. Let me even give you the difference between these two scenarios. In the first scenario, look at the nature of the offense that we counted, which was that a search was conducted in a house and millions of dollars, or $1 million was actually detected to be in there. What is happening in this case? This is somebody who came to a funeral. Somebody asking for petrol. The next minute you are spending dollars. Shouldn't it be the case that immediately thereupon he is apprehended, and if we followed him to the house, you know what would have been discovered in the house? Let's not go into the awareness of justifying the conduct of anybody. What we are saying is that we are calling on the government. I took this position that this should serve as a reminder to the government that we all want him to help him build the confidence of the people of Ghana in his government. So you should let these things slide. Personally, I have been commending this Mr. Sami Gyamfi everywhere I've gone, that for 35 years of age and what he has achieved in terms of communication for the NDC, he would be not making a valid argument to just get up and criticize him. But that doesn't mean that he is above the law, and if he's one foul of the law, if he flouted the law, he should be pardoned just like that. Because if somebody robbed you today and came back to apologize, that I apologize for robbing you, we should let him go. If you say that, then perhaps you'll be making a valid argument. But no, the person has flouted the law. Go and look at section 3, 1 and 4 of the Foreign Exchange Act. Possession of money, transacting with it is an offense, no matter how you look at it.
Can you explain that section again?
So let me make it clear. Sections 3, 1 and 4 of the Foreign Exchange Act clearly makes it clear that transactions for dealings in foreign exchange without license is an offense. Then it goes on at section 33 to define what the business in what that business means. Which business means that giving, taking, or accepting foreign currency in any form of transaction. And it is clear that donations and gifts made in foreign currency are hereby described as an offense under the Act.
So the law does the law say that what what gifting money to somebody falls under transaction, and to that extent, it's a crime.
If you bear with me, I can read the exact law to you.
Please go ahead, sir.
1 second, please. 1 second.
This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I have on the phone Honorable Ralph Poku Aiduse. He is NPP Member of Parliament for Bekwai. He's a lawyer. Earlier today, the NPP, through his national organizer, Henry Nanabuachi, who is a lawyer, called a press conference, at which press conference they demanded the interdiction of Gold Board CEO Sami Jemfi over that viral video in which he was seen doling out cash, and we are told it's $800 to Nana Agrada, and so that's the conversation we're having. Honorable, have you found a provision?
Yes, provision section 3 of the Foreign Exchange Act, which says that a person shall not engage in the business of dealing in foreign and should be.
Honorable, sorry, I lost you there. If you could take it again, please.
Okay. Again.
Yeah, your line is still breaking. Let's try one more time.
Yeah, is it clear?
No, let's try again.
Again.
No, it's with a lot of difficulty. Your line is breaking. Can you try one more time?
No.
If you are at a place you could reposition yourself, I would appreciate it. Yeah, let's see if this will work. So go ahead and read.
Okay. So the law says that person shall not engage in business of dealing in foreign exchange without license issued at this. That's section 1. And it goes on to section 4. The business dealing in foreign exchange includes purchase and sale of foreign currency, payment of foreign currency, importation or exportation of foreign currency, finally lending and borrowing of foreign currency. Now, when you move to section 33, it defines payment this section as follows. Payment includes.
Honorable, I was hoping we could hear you, but it's really difficult. I'll try and re-establish connection with you. Let's try and do that. Let's try and re-establish connection with the Member of Parliament. Zilis Dwayne has sent a message from London, and he says the government must recover all the loot. Simple as that. From Baba Chairman in Tamale, says indeed every money that was misappropriated by any individual must be traced to its logical end, but I sincerely hope this is not a wild goose chase just for political capital. Njoya Bright in Nottinghamshire, United Kingdom, says when the MPP guys begin to get busy in the courts to defend themselves for the loot, they will stop unnecessary press conferences. Every city counts. Idle opposition. Honorable Ralph Poku Aiduse.
Please, I'm here.
Yes, please, if you could take the provision from the top again. It was really difficult.
Okay, so taking from the top, I'm making reference to section 3.1, first of all, of the Foreign Exchange Act, which reads, a person shall not engage in the business of dealing in foreign exchange without a license issued under this act. Then it goes to section 3.4. The business of dealing in foreign exchange includes the following. A. Purchase and sale of foreign currency. B. Receipt or payment of foreign currency. Our emphasis. I'll come back to it. C. Importation and exportation of foreign currency. And finally, D. Lending and borrowing of foreign currency. Now, when you move to section 33, which deals with interpretation, which obviously defines the words used as above, it defines payment as follows. Payment means a transfer of foreign exchange made for the purposes of A. Discharging a liability or acquiring an asset. B. Creating a balance at a financial institution that can be drawn upon. And C, where our emphasis is making of gift or making a gift or a donation. Clearly, the man said that he gifted the money to Nana Agrada. What more do we need to establish that there's an infraction of the law here?
So the offense is that if you gift somebody money. Apologies, I've lost him again. We'll take a break and try and re-establish connection with him. This is Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Charlie, where
are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Visit West Africa's largest and longest running mining and power exhibition and conference, WAMPEX. It's happening from the 28th to the 30th of May 2025 at the Accra International Conference Center and the Grand Arena. This is your opportunity to engage with over 5,000 participants, including industry professionals from across the region. Don't miss out. Register now and be part of the future of mining and power in West Africa at www.wampexwestafrica.com. Headline sponsors Metso, Goldfields. Other sponsors B5 Plus, Newmont, Anglo Gold Ashanti, Zigen, Stanbic Bank, Hexagon, Protea Coin, Mantrack, The Bank Hospital, and Rand Refinery.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let me try to see if I can. A layman listening to you and I, and that includes myself, you being the lawyer, a gift to Nana Agrada, and that gift was in foreign currency, specifically dollars. He has broken of the FX Act. Is that what you're saying?
Simplicita.
Okay. Simplicita means simple. You agree? Now,
yeah.
So if I gift anybody even $1 in this country, I have committed a crime.
Precisely. Even if you give coins, that is how strict the law is.
So
even if it is coins, cents, you commit an offense in foreign currency. If that is the law, and insofar as it hasn't changed, we are called upon to obey the law. And that is what we are saying. But in all this, it's subject to investigations. What we need to understand is that nobody is calling for the law not to be applied in the way that it should. Sami Gyamfi is presumed to be innocent until proven guilty by a law court. What we are saying is that let the law take its course. So therefore, we are calling on the president as a reminder that even if he has forgotten that there are such laws in this country, he should be reminded of it now and take the necessary action and invite the necessary security agencies to cause investigations into the matter and let the law be fully applied to him, just as it would apply to any ordinary citizen in this country. Very simple. I mean, I've had the opportunity to commend him. I keep telling people that 35 years at putting the whole communication aspect of NDC on his shoulder and bring them to where they are today. He's actually attained some feat when it comes to politics. But that doesn't mean that he's above the law, and if he's offense, he should go scot-free. The president is called upon to deal with this matter in accordance with the law. That is what we are reminding the president to do.
Okay.
Especially when just about a week ago he has come to outdoor his code of conduct program that seeks to deal swiftly and promptly with government officials. And what do we see now? 3 days. There hasn't been any action taken by the president, except to say that, well, that is also commendable. The chief of staff has invited him, and he's taking some information, and they are going to act on it in due course. fine, that is good. But the fact of the matter still remains that we have security agencies that should be called upon to investigate this matter.
Okay.
I need to establish the sources and the rest of it.
Honorable Bright has sent me a message from Amran here, and he says, but people pay school fees in dollars in this country. Have they committed a crime?
That is something that there should be a wake-up call on the agencies responsible to ensure that.
No, Bright wants to know whether that's. Bright wants to know whether that's
clearly an offense by the interpretation of the act I just read out. It is clearly an offense to transact in any form of business in this country in dollars, except that people are choosing to disobey them. But I think this should be a wake-up call. And in this Mahama's administration, if indeed he wants to prove to the country that he came for the good people of Ghana, he should ensure that all these things under his administration, they don't continue. And to me, that would be a big achievement for him to now go home with eventually.
Okay.
So I think we are calling on the president as a reminder, but not to engage the president or the government in the areas of trying to justify our conduct in the past or criticize their conduct in the present or anything of a sort. We are here as a minority to impress on the government to make sure that they do the needful, they help the country to progress.
Honorable, finally, do you own dollars yourself?
I do not. Unfortunately, I do not. And if I did, on the back of what is happening, I would clearly advise myself and ensure that I will never hold dollars.
So you don't have a dollar account and you don't have dollar cash?
So please say again.
I was asking.
It is not an offense to have a dollar account.
Oh, okay. Okay, but it is a cash you don't. If it's a dollar cash you don't hold. That's the gray one, the ash currency.
I don't even think there's a gray area here.
No. I'm not saying gray. I'm referring to the color of the. I'm sorry. I'm colorblind. I'm referring to the notes, the dollar notes. That's the one that you don't want to hold or you do not hold.
Oh, I think these matters. If you let us not belittle it. My good
no, I'm not belittling. I'm actually I'm trying to personalize it.
Or not own. It's not about personalizing it. You see, the conduct that has happened in the public is what we are trying to speak to.
Very well.
I strongly believe we should focus on that and deal with the matter in that
regard. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you too.
That's Honorable Raf Poku Duse. He's Member of Parliament for Bekwai. He is also a lawyer. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Akosia.
Now, the government says it is taking urgent steps to address the growing debt in the energy sector, which currently stands at 80 billion cedis. While speaking at the Africa CEO Summit in Cote d'Ivoire, President John Dramani Mahama assured that significant payments will be made by the end of this year or early next year. He noted that the government is in active talks with stakeholders, including independent power producers, to clear arrears and maintain a stable energy supply. Well, we'll bring you that particular sound bite from the president speaking at the Africa CEO Summit in Abidjan in Cote d'Ivoire. But he's also been speaking about the economy. Well, he says that the government is focused on achieving macroeconomic stability with recent improvements such as the Citi gaining stability against the US dollar. Well, he added that these efforts are aimed at building investor confidence and creating a more stable economic environment. Now, away from that, the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition has assured Ghanaians that their interests will be protected as the government pushes for private sector participation in power distribution. Well, this follows the inauguration of an 8-member private sector participation steering committee to oversee the reintroduced multiple lease model aimed at improving electricity distribution. Well, at a third-party vendor forum, the Deputy Minister Richard Jan Mensah said that efforts are underway to ensure that both ECG customers and power producers are not negatively affected by the move.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, Jopana.
Go. Ugomi, at what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they
Oh, Jopana.
Go. Ugomi, at what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action no. Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, Akos, you know we have been friends since childhood and we always tell each other everything.
Oh, Cynthia, I know that. And that is why you are my best friend.
We even eat together and I have spare keys to your room. I also know your phone password.
Cynthia, don't I also know your phone password?
Yes, so. But what about your Momo PIN?
Hey! No way.
Indeed, Akos. Your Momo PIN is your secret. Do not share your PIN for any reason or give your PIN to someone to send cash on your behalf. Davida, never give out your PIN or OTP as a means of claiming a so-called promotional prize one. Your PIN is like your toothbrush. It only belongs to you. Stay alert.
MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Now, the minority in Parliament is raising concerns over what it describes as a dangerous power vacuum at the highest level of government. In a statement, the caucus criticizes simultaneous absence of the President, the Vice President, and the Speaker of Parliament from the country without the formal swearing in of an acting President. Citing Article 60 of the Constitution in a past Supreme Court decision, they called the situation unconstitutional and warned that it undermines the rule of law and threatens Ghana's democratic stability. So let's test this further through the lenses of someone who once headed the Ghana School of Law, a lawyer himself, Kwekwan Sasari. He's joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
Is there a case in this at all that there's a power vacuum? There's a view that, well, we have the fourth most powerful person, and that person acts in the stead of all the three who have been named above, and that's the Chief Justice. Is there a power vacuum or not?
Well, thank you. If the president is absent, the vice, we all know, has not been well for some time now, and therefore is absent in the sense that she is not performing the functions assigned under the Constitution. The Speaker is also absent. Then the acting Chief Justice has to be sworn in to perform the functions of the presidency. So if that has not been done, then one can say legitimately that there is a power vacuum. But I don't have the full fact, so I don't know, whether the Speaker has traveled out of the country or is absent within the intendment of the provisions of the 1992 Constitution. But if indeed all three are absent, then nothing prevents them from swearing in the acting Chief Justice
and
to act as the president.
And we are not aware that that swearing in has happened. And even if it was the speaker who was going to act, the speaker would also have to be sworn in. So that now that we know on authority that the president is out of the jurisdiction, and we also know that the vice president is out of the jurisdiction, there must have been a swearing in either for the speaker or the chief justice, depends on which of them is available to act. Is that the position?
I think so, because you see, the Constitution says that the Constitution sets out the order of president, vice, speaker, and then the chief justice. And then the same Constitution assigns the presidential responsibilities to all four. So in that order of presidents, one would assume that if the president is absent, and also in the absence of the vice and the speaker, then obviously and naturally the mantle must fall on the acting chief justice. You recall that when Do Ajaho, was to act, and Do Ajaho had not been sworn in, it provoked a national debate until the matter was settled. So we have precedent already, and the value of that precedent will seem to suggest that if none, no one has been sworn in to act, then it means that the country is without a leader. And in that case, there's a vacuum, as the minority is saying. As I said, we don't have the full fact.
Does it matter that we don't have a chief justice, but we have an acting chief justice? Would it have been a problem swearing in the acting chief justice, i.e., can the acting chief justice act as president in the stead of the first three?
No problem whatsoever. You look at Article 295 on the interpretation, and then Section 42 of the Interpretation Act, and 2009, and you see that once a person has been appointed to an acting position, that person is, to all intents and purposes, to be treated like a holder of the substantive office. And therefore, and in the language of Article 295 of the Constitution, it shouldn't be questioned at all. Article 295 Clause 2 say, in this Constitution and in any other law, a reference to the holder of an office by the term designating this office shall, unless the context otherwise required, be construed as including a reference to a person for the time being lawfully acting in or performing the functions of that office.
Okay.
So it cannot be questioned.
Very well. Do you think that the law must change on this whole swearing in the absence of the president and vice? Do you think we should still stick to that, where even though the president is outside, he's still the president of the land? Is it necessary to even be letting people act?
Well, in the wisdom of the framers of the Constitution, it was desirable and therefore necessary. But if you look at the practical aspect of it, I acted, for some time, I think 5 times as director of the law school between 1992 and 1999, on several occasions, each time that my boss, traveled on short visits or the conferences, I had to act. I didn't know one had to swear me in. The thing was that the most senior lecturer to act in the absence of the director. And we worked, that functioned effectively and efficiently. So I would say that now that we are seeing, certain weaknesses and pitfalls, in this whole framework or arrangement, I think that we can do away with the swearing in, so that once, one of them, if the president is absent, then in his absence, we fall on the order of president as enshrined in Article 57 Clause 2 of the 1992 Constitution. So we know that if in the absence of the president, the vice, perform. The absence of the vice, the speaker. In the absence of the speaker, the chief justice. Now, I was discussing this issue with my brother Peter Lee this afternoon. Then he posed the question, but why is it not that the deputy speaker, should not act, in the absence of the speaker? And I said, well, in the scheme of affairs, it was contemplated that after the speaker must come the chief justice. So in that context, it seems that the framers bypassed the deputy and went straight for the chief justice, which has a historical explanation anyway. Until the 1992 Constitution, each time in post-independence Ghana, before 1992, it was always the chief justice who acted. So during colonial days, the chief justice acted. Soon after independence, it was the chief justice who acted in the absence of Nkrumah as prime minister, or Nkrumah as until we rearranged and had created a position of vice president. So when the 1992 constitutional experts were discussing this whole thing, I think they thought that they would better stick to what they inherited, allowing the vice to come in, and in that case the speaker. And DFNA was very powerful then. So it seems to me that tilted the scale a little bit.
Okay.
But now that we are all witnesses to what is happening, I think a national referendum to discuss the possibility of amending the Constitution to take this into consideration. And since we have the committee already looking at a possible revision of the Constitution, they should also ensure that this particular matter is taken considered.
Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us.
Thank you.
That's Kwekwansa Sari. He's former director of the Ghana School of Law.
Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Gugomi, at what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Akusia Otre. The details. President John Dramani Mahama has expressed confidence that Ghana will significantly increase its exports by 2026, provided the country can boost its cocoa production. While speaking at the Africa CEO Summit in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, the president noted that cocoa, once Ghana's #1 export, has now dropped to third place due to declining production and the effects of climate change.
While oil has gone down, we benefit from the gas, because I think that gas is more beneficial to Ghana than the oil, because we're using gas to produce power, and it allows us to produce power comparatively lower than if we were using light crude oil completely. Fortunately, the West African power pool is operational, and so any excess power, we're able to evacuate to Burkina Faso and other countries. And so that's a good thing. But in all the unpredictability of the world, and when the world gets unpredictable, one commodity that increases in price is gold. And there's gold everywhere in Ghana, from the south to the north. When there was a thunderstorm and you went out, you could pick little specks of gold in the gold producing areas of Ghana. Gold production has increased and the price is good. And so Ghana is earning a lot more from gold. And so even though we're still producers of raw materials, we have a diversified portfolio of natural resources: gold, cocoa, and oil. So oil might not be doing well, but cocoa and gold are doing well. If we're able to increase cocoa production, that should bring in more export earnings here.
Well, he also says that government is taking urgent steps to address the growing debt in the energy sector, which currently stands at 80 billion Ghana cedis.
The energy sector has been number one in terms of priority on my, to be divine about it, my second coming. And so
it's been a good second coming, I'd say.
Well, Jesus is coming too, so.
That's true.
And so on my second coming, we messed up energy sector with debts of almost 2.5 billion owed to independent power producers, to gas suppliers and everybody. And so what the previous government started it, but we're continuing it. They've been trying to renegotiate the debt and then see how we can ring fence it. We have some strategies for dealing with it. And I'm sure that by the end of the year, early next year, we should be able to make everybody happy, in terms of, dealing with that debt. We need to clean the slate, but in cleaning that slate, we must look at the whole value chain, because a lot of the problem is coming from downstream, the distribution end, because of the state-owned utility.
That was President John Dramani Mahama speaking at the Africa CEO Summit in Cote d'Ivoire. Now, Tullow Ghana has resumed gas exports to the Atuabo gas processing plant after temporarily shutting down or suspending operations due to a technical issue on the FPSO Kwame Nkrumah. In a statement, the company clarified that the challenge, which occurred over the weekend, has been fully resolved. It also noted that gas exports resumed on Monday, May 12, with Tullow now delivering approximately 100 million standard cubic feet per day to the Atuabo plant. While this development is expected to significantly support Ghana's domestic energy supply, which relies heavily on natural gas for power generation and also industrial use. Now, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Enterprises Agency, Margaret Anseh, says the government's 24-hour economy policy, when fully operational, will play a critical role in driving youth entrepreneurship and economic inclusion. While speaking at the launch of the Youth in Indigenous Enterprises in the Informal Sector and Stakeholder Engagement, an event led by the Institute for Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISE, with support from the Mastercard Foundation, Margaret Anseh said a stronger collaboration between government, academia and industry is needed to support scalable youth-led businesses.
This forward-thinking initiative aims to transform Ghana's economy into a dynamic, round-the-clock system that expands employment opportunities, enhances productivity, and drives industrial growth. The 24-hour economy policy is especially relevant for the youth, who stand to benefit most from the economy that never sleeps. An economy that supports innovation, embraces flexibility, and empowers enterprises. It is within such a policy environment that initiatives like Youth Futures can thrive and deliver their full impact. Let us commit to working collaboratively across sectors, disciplines, and borders to shape a future where Africa's youth are empowered.
That was the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Enterprises Agency, Margaret Anseh. The National Insurance Commission is intensifying efforts to reduce fraudulent claims in a bid to accelerate the processing and payment of legitimate insurance claims. The Commission intends to leverage on the 2025 Inclusive Insurance Innovation Challenge to, amongst other things, attract proposals that offer innovative solutions to curb fraud in the sector. On speaking to Citi Business News on the sidelines of the launch of the challenge, Deputy Commissioner of the National Insurance Commission, Bernard Ohimeng-Ban, said the Commission is keen on adopting innovation and collaborative approaches to improve claims payment.
Claim is a very interesting thing in the insurance space. I think in the last 2 weeks I had the opportunity to be in Cantamanto, where one of our innovative insurtechs in the space paid about 9 million to women to traders in Cantamanto whose wares got destroyed in the recent Cantamanto fires. Every day the insurance industry pays almost 2 million in claims every single day to people in the market. So as a market, there's a lot going on in terms of claims payment, right? We believe that there could be more achieved in terms of the speed with which some of these things happen. But then you raise an important question about fraud, claims fraud. So as part of the innovations that we are inviting, we want to see people who bring creative ideas on how we can reduce fraud so that can help us speed up the claim processes. Because normally, when claims come and insurers have questions on it, it prolongs the time that it takes to settle, right? So once you can suppress fraud, then it gives you the confidence to pay claims much quicker. And so this is an area that there's already work going on there as well.
That was voice of Deputy Commissioner of the National Insurance Commission, Bernard Ohimeng-Ban. Before we go, the Bank of Ghana will, from July 19, 2025, roll out a series of national events to commemorate 60 years of the Citi as Ghana's official currency. While the anniversary highlights the Citi's pivotal role in shaping Ghana's economic journey from replacing the Ghanaian pound in 1965 to becoming a symbol of the country's financial independence and also economic reforms. While the central bank says the celebration will reflect on the Citi's evolution and resilience in the face of global and economic shifts. Well, authorities say the milestone not only marks 6 decades of monetary transformation, but also reinforces the collective responsibility to preserve the value and credibility of the currency. Or further details of the planned activities will be announced in the coming weeks. But that's how we wrap up the Tuesday edition of the Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I'm Makosia Hoche. Do stay with us. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Hey, of course. You know we have been friends since childhood, and we always tell each other everything.
Oh, Cynthia, I know that. And that is why you're my best friend.
We even eat together, and I have spare keys to your room. I also know your phone password.
Cynthia, don't I also know your phone password?
Yes, so. But what about your Momo PIN?
Hey! No way.
Indeed, Akos. Your Momo PIN is your secret. Do not share your PIN for any reason or give your PIN to someone to send cash on your behalf. Dabida, never give out your PIN or OTP as a means of claiming a so-called promotional prize one. Your PIN is like your toothbrush. It only belongs to you. Stay alert.
MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
This is Point Blank on Eyewitness News. I am Omaru Sandama. Tonight on Point Blank, we are going to Parliament and engage one of the new MPs representing the National Democratic Congress. I usually tease MPs who leave one profession to become members of Parliament. So my guest tonight was a medical doctor. He decided to run away, not to another country, but to Parliament. Dr. Thomas Anaba, Member of Parliament, Garia, welcome to Point Blank.
Thank you, Omar.
How-
and thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay.
Congratulations on your elections.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That was in December.
Yeah, I know, but you are still celebrating. You are celebrating mode, or you are done partying.
Oh no, the party.
There's no partying.
Now they are demanding.
There are plenty demands.
Plenty demands.
And you've not been given positions. So how will you sort them out?
I would negotiate and then at least lobby the ministers, the president. He knows of our promises, and I think with that we'll be able to at least fulfill.
There are 4 vacancies left for the ministerial position. So that one, maybe just pray. Maybe you never know. But I think Upper East, you guys have a lot of MPs from there, so ministers from there. So you may not get another minister from Upper East. This is me thinking.
That's up to the president, the executives of the party,
Yeah.
and then to choose the one they think they are best.
But what role are you playing in Parliament? Which committees have you been put on?
I've been put on the business committee of Parliament.
Business, okay.
And I've also been put on the health committee of Parliament.
Health committee.
Yes.
Of course, you are a medical practitioner, so health committee works for you, but you are supposed to be playing oversight, isn't it?
Sure.
For people who do not remember, this is a Dr. Anaba who was sacked from the Ridge Hospital.
Yes.
As a CEO.
I'm the one.
You are the
medical
one.
director, yes.
And as a medical director.
Yeah.
And then now you're a member of the health committee.
Yes, please.
How do you feel after all these years having been removed from the Ridge Hospital?
Oh, I think I took that case to court. I lost at the High Court. We tried to go to appeal, and that judge was sent to the appeals court. And my lawyers advised that, look, the way it's going is going to be a stretch. Let's allow it to rest. But Eduji took some other cases similar to mine to the Supreme Court, and then they got a verdict that said that the president had no power to dismiss anybody who was lawfully appointed to any position of management.
I see.
So I have seen that that is part of the game. You have to take the good things and the bad things of anything you engage in. And I think, in politics, if you align yourself to a particular group of politicians, don't expect them to throw your opponents to throw stones at you.
Okay.
You definitely have to be ready for anything that comes. But I left Ridge Hospital and went and started continued with my own medical hospital, which is doing very well.
Where?
In Tamale.
Tamale.
Yes, I have my private hospital there called Havana Medical Service.
Okay.
I think many people know about it.
I see.
And it's helping a lot. I think God wanted me to be there to save people. So
Yeah.
to me, anywhere I am, I work for it. But if I'm sent there, I think it's God that has positioned me there to take care of some business.
The first and last time I came to Garu, that was 2018, I met Dr. Anaba in Garu. I think he was the only Fulani pastor I saw in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still there in Garu, your constituency.
No, he's still there.
He's still there, Dr.
Yes,
Anaba.
yes.
I think he had his own clinic that he was running or something
Yes,
like that.
yes, he has his clinic.
Are you related?
No, we are not.
You are not related?
No.
Okay. Let's talk about, so you are a health committee now.
Yes.
You are clearly not happy that you were removed as Ridge Hospital medical director at the time. Under your tenure as a government, we have seen the Tamale Teaching Hospital CEO removed.
Yeah.
We've seen Kumasi CEO removed.
Yeah.
Kolebu is also gone.
Yeah.
You are being vindictive. You are doing the same thing that you preached against.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's vindictive. If a minister fires you and you think it is not right, you have the same means like I had.
Do you think it's right?
To me, I wouldn't say yes or no. What I can tell you is that Tamale, you knew what happened.
No.
Yes, there was a case, I think, about a patient who unfortunately lost his life because of lack of equipment per the doctors. And I think it is as a result of that interaction and other issues that the CEO himself said in public, if I'm the one, I wouldn't be happy you are the manager of that hospital. I was not sacked because I was incompetent. I was just sacked because everything was political.
So these 3 CEOs who have been sacked, they were all sacked because of incompetence, Kolebu, Tamale, and Kumasi.
You see, we have had teams who have gone to the hospitals. We have annual reports of their performance and then the rest. And Tamale Teaching Hospital, you see the chief executive officer was standing before a minister, watch his staff arguing with a minister, even if the minister was wrong. Take it that it was a private hospital, that the owner comes to speak to you about the death of somebody. Even if he's wrong, you have to tell him, boss, let's go to the private room and talk. But he's too there, unconcerned. 2, he himself was complaining the hospital has no water. Who should bring water to the hospital? The minister?
The government.
No. Who is the government there? He, the CEO, is the government there. He has been appointed by the president to handle the hospital. You don't expect the minister who is representing the president to come there and provide water for you. Because we have private facilities who are running the same services and have their waters.
What if you don't have budget for it?
You have budget because that hospital cannot be running the way it's running. You go and check their returns, what the income they make. We've gone to other hospitals equal to them, even less, and they are making a lot of gains, even constructing infrastructure, good infrastructure, with their internally generated funds. I call it internally, though I don't like it because it's money that they need to use to pay back for people who do supplies. But the profit that they make, other hospitals are using it for better things. What are they using it for? So I think Kumasi, there are clear examples of him belonging to another party, even being a member of vetting committees. That is politics. This country, we must all accept that we play the politics or we excuse politics in our management. If you are a top leader that can be politically appointed and politically disappointed, you either play a neutral role and stay, or you play a political role and enjoy the consequences and enjoy the benefits.
So for you, this is justified?
Once he has opted to play politics and his position can be changed by politics, that is it.
Your committee has been doing a lot of rounds. Should we expect your committee to recommend the sacking of more CEOs, more medical directors?
We separated ourselves, we divided ourselves to go to different regions. We are putting up our report for the chairperson to present to Parliament to take a decision. We in isolation cannot just say sack somebody. Our chairman, everybody will have to sit down together and advise. Normally what we go to do is to see what actually activities they are doing, how they are using our resources meaningfully, how they are also making the patients feel comfortable, how they are providing services to the communities that they are supposed to provide the services to. We will look at that, see their challenges, where they lack, and see also where they have achievements. If they've done something good, we use it as an example for others to emulate, like we do mention in our interviews when we are interrogated by the pressmen, how some hospitals have done certain things that are very good. We tell others to emulate it and do so. And those that are also that are not doing very well, we ask them why they are not doing well. And in that way, we have to recommend either policy change or tell them to do something that would improve upon their lapses.
Which part of the country was your team, the team that you are part of, went to? Which part did you go to, sorry?
We went to Kumasi.
So you were in the Ashanti region?
Kumasi Regional Hospital and in Komfanoche. Then we went to Koforidua Regional Hospital. Then we went to Volta Regional Hospital. That is where my committee was. Okay,
so you did the regions or you just did the specific hospitals?
We did these specific hospitals.
Or you didn't go to, I thought maybe you were checking the state of CHIP compounds, the state of Agenda 111, that kind of thing. You didn't do that. Check of state of regional hospital, polyclinics. You didn't do that.
We have to start from top to down.
Okay.
So, because they are the last point of call of patients.
Okay.
If they are not doing very well, then the traffic would get stuck at the back.
So you did Komfanoche?
Yes, and we did Kumasi South.
Okay.
Yes, and we did Koforidua and Ho.
Trafalgar.
No, it wasn't Trafalgar. It's the whole teaching hospital we did.
I think that's the regional hospital.
That's the regional.
I think they call it Trafalgar.
The regional hospital is different. The regional hospital is in Hohoi.
Oh,
but the teaching hospital is in Ho.
So it's called Ho. The one in Ho is called Trafalgar. That I know.
All right.
Yes,
okay.
I know it's called Trafalgar. Yeah, I don't know if that's a regional hospital or it's a teaching hospital.
It's a teaching hospital.
Good. Then that's Trafalgar. Now, what is the state of affairs when you went there? How good or bad? What are the issues that have to be dealt with?
In fact, when we went there, we were impressed. They have done a whole lot of things from their internally generated funds, putting up very nice buildings like the family physician or family medicine department. They've built a pharmacy department, which is very beautiful. They have been able to buy their own CT scan and put up a building for it. And they are getting donation from the government, and they've added it, so they have 2 of them. They are expanding their emergency department from their own internally generated funds, and they have set up what we call a research team in the hospital that is doing a lot of research. At least as a teaching hospital, that is what they are meant to do.
So they are on a good course.
They are on a good course.
Koforidua, what was your observation?
Koforidua was equally okay. What their main challenge was space. To expand the Koforidua hospital. They are requesting for them to complete the agenda 111, the regional hospital the previous government was building. They are requesting that they should complete it fast so that they'll be able to move to get enough space to provide more services. They are also going into research too. We saw that they have a very good research team. In general, in Koforidua, their main problem was space, because the hospital has grown past the number of patients coming there has grown past the space that they have, and they want to introduce more services. Just like the Volta region, they're also trying to introduce more services in that hospital.
Let me read a few messages of people who have been sending them since we started this conversation. This message says, so can he explain why the CEO of the FDA is still at post, even though she was visibly engaged in politics during the last election? She even campaigned and solicited for funds for the Baumia campaign. This is a message coming through.
From
this in relation to you saying that CEOs, when they play politics, then they should expect that.
That is my opinion. I'm not aware of this. That is my opinion.
Okay.
That you see, if you are in a position, a management position, that is politically motivated, and you go in and play open politics, you know you can be changed, and you play it, you be changed.
Okay.
And if you are changed, you bear it. The country must agree at a point that you can't remove anybody, whether he is politically exposed or not. You can't remove anybody, or we allow it the way it is. Because if it happened to me, it happened to several people. I was not the only one they sacked by the previous government. Several people were sacked, and now we are getting the same thing. So we see this like a tit for tat. But it is that we have played politics into management of institutions and services in this country, and no political party will come and leave another person who is opposing him to do things. For instance, if you have somebody at ECG who played politics against you, and you know if he's there, he can do anything to sabotage you, will you leave him? The country would suffer.
Someone with a Facebook DP that has what looks like an MPP candidate, his name is Simon Pikut. He says, please help me ask the Garu MP, why is the ambulance he bought for the constituency not handed over to the ambulance service or Ghana Health Service, but with his elder brother?
Thank you very much. I think that that is my ambulance I bought. My brother is a driver. And my brother has been driving the ambulance and carrying people to hospitals and handling it very well. We have the National Ambulance Service ambulance in Garu that often breaks down, and even as I speak to you, it has serious shocks problems. I can't control those drivers, but I know with my brother, he can sacrifice to do the job better and can handle my car better.
So what kind of ambulance is this?
It's just like, it's this VW ambulance, just like what the National Ambulance have.
So you bought one for the constituency?
Yes, I bought one during the campaign.
So, if I have an emergency, I call the ambulance service line or their hotline. How do I call Honorable Anaba's ambulance?
The whole constituency, they know his number. And the ambulance is parked in the middle of the town. Everybody knows him.
So anyone who
he's a popular driver, everybody knows him. Even before the ambulance, we had a pickup. Since 2023, I bought a pickup to be carrying people to hospitals. That is why we decided, me and my wife decided to buy the ambulance to add to the pickup. So the pickup is there carrying them to hospitals and carrying sometimes the cops back to their houses, and the ambulance is there to carry the sick people to the hospital. Then everybody is benefiting from his service. I have not given it to the National Ambulance Service, because if I give it to them, it means I have no power over it again, and they can be calling me for maintenance, for service and all that, and I may not be happy the way they are handling it. That is why I've given it to him to handle.
So you keep running your own thing?
Yes, I keep running my own thing. It's supplementing what government has. But currently, that is really the main ambulance in Garu now, and people are using it.
Very well. Let's talk about your constituency. Someone says there's no hospital in Garu. They only have Chips compound. but there is an abandoned Agenda 111 hospital project. The district has poor access roads. Let's talk about the hospital first, then we talk about your roads. Is it true you don't have a single hospital there?
It's true we don't have a district hospital. What we have is the Presbyterian hospital that was built long ago, transitioned from health post to now the Garu hospital. But it is not up to stature. Because of the Agenda 111, in 2015, they started building a hospital in Garu. Then when the NPP government came in, they halted it. And the iron rods, the cement and everything, I hope they are listening, were taken away by NPP apparatchiks, including their chairman. And they caught him and took him to police station. It came to infrastructure tracker that they were going to complete it, but they never completed it. Then Agenda 111 came, and they decided to go and start a new one altogether. Agenda 111 is in Garu, and the government has promised to complete the Agenda 111. So it is not, it is his government, if he's saying that, it is his government who didn't give us hospital, because one was started by the NMS group of companies. Started one, and they came and abandoned it, and came and started a new one in they promised 2020 to build one. They never built it. In 2024 they started one, and they have not completed.
So what's the level of the 111 hospital in your district?
It's about 60 to 70% complete. Yes.
So you're going to ensure that it is completed?
We have JM promised when he came, he saw it, he promised that they will work to complete the Agenda 111.
But as a medical doctor, aside that one, is there any other health infrastructure projects you're going to lobby to bring to your district?
Definitely, the areas that do not have the cheap compounds, and those that do not have, that require health posts to improve the cheap compound to health posts, will work to ensure that they are upgraded. Make sure we get enough nurses to our place, get enough PAs. Garu is suffering from an anemia of doctors. Actually, as I talk to you, we have just 3 doctors.
The whole district?
The whole district. One is in private, and two are with the government. The rest are all physician assistant. We have to work hard to make sure we post doctors there by creating an environment that would allow doctors to accept postings to go to Garu. If we complete the Agenda 111, definitely, at least the environment alone will be enough attraction. Then we mobilize the community to see how we can treat them well to keep doctors staying within Garu.
Maybe you should build accommodation for them. Maybe that could be one of the enticements.
We will be working. We'll be lobbying the government. We'll be lobbying NGOs. We'll be lobbying philanthropic people to see if anybody at all we think that we can go to him and lobby to get assistance to improve the health system in Garu. That is one of my passions.
Okay. Is Garu a very rural constituency?
Not so rural.
Okay.
Not so rural.
So you have good roads?
We don't have. We had tarred road up to some point. Then in 2023, ending of 2023, the NPP government gave a contract to their parliamentary candidate to scrap the tar that is there and put asphalt. And they did nothing. After scrapping all the bitumen off.
The quota.
The quota off, they did nothing.
So today you don't have even a meter long?
We don't have a meter long of quota in Garu, and as I speak to you, the incidence of pneumonia has in Garu Township due to the dust has increased by 45%.
Who caused it?
The previous government and their contractors. And I've been following this, working hard with the current road minister to see how we can quickly tell at least the township to relieve them of this.
So the whole of Garu district and constituency,
yes,
you don't have tarred road?
We don't have tarred road. We don't have water. Let me say pipe-borne water.
You don't have that?
Yes, we had what we call the community itself. Garu town itself. People contributed money with NGOs to do some boreholes to mechanize it to the town to be supplying water. Then they were handling it very well by themselves. Then came NPP government. They appointed their own people that they have to take it away from the community management and gave it to a government, somebody in government to manage. Appointed their own managers of it, and they ran it down, managed to maintain it, disappeared, and up till now, no water is flowing in Garu. As I speak to you, for almost a year now, water is not flowing in the taps of Garu.
Which means your task is huge.
It's very huge. Yes, we pray.
In the next 4 years, can you reset all these things you are claiming were done badly?
No, for sure, I know we'll do a lot, but
so people of Garu should expect water?
We are going to work to ensure that we get water in Garu. I started collaborating with NGOs to dig more boreholes for most of the communities to get water. So far, I think in the last 2 weeks, we've sunk 6 boreholes already.
Okay.
2 have been commissioned, and we're going to work to make sure that at least the town water system, what they used to do, like communal contribution, will be revived. And if government is possible, through the Tamne Dam is very close to Garu.
Okay.
At least put up a water system there, like every urban area. Then we can also get tap waters flowing in Garu constantly.
And the third road bit, what are you going to do about it?
Lobbying the road minister. I've already spoken to him, and we are following him. The budget was read. Now they are trying to distribute. We've sent everything to him, and we are working to see how he can get the contractor to either hand over or go back and complete the work.
Has he been paid? Do you know?
I don't know whether he has been paid or not. I'm left to verify that for a fact. I don't want to stand here and concoct any.
Very well.
Yeah.
Honorable, in a year's time, we'll come back and check what you have done for your constituency. Since you are new MP and you are saying that MPP has spoiled everything, in a year we'll come and see if you have fixed anything. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And wish you all the best.
Thank you too very much and for having me.
That's Honorable Dr. Thomas Anaba, Member of Parliament for Garu in the Upper East region. One of the many green. In fact, the whole of Upper East is green, right?
No, we are 6 green.
Oh.
No, the whole Upper East is green, but we are
green.
6 new MPs.
Okay.
When I say green, I thought it's the green.
No, I meant NDC.
For the first time.
No,
yes.
I meant NDC.
It's green. It's 15 over 15.
I know.
With our chairman Bulldozer. Let me thank them and thank the people of Garu and our regional executives and all the executives in Garu.
And Akamogre.
And Akamugri, the regional minister.
Thank you,
yes, and Chairman Bulldozer, Bolnava. Thank you very much.
You took back Timpani.
No, Timpani was already out.
I took it.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
It was
Binduri. We took it away from the deputy housing minister.
Very well.
Right.
Say hello to your brother, former Timpani MP, former deputy AG for me when you go back.
Okay, I'll do that. Honorable Penka, I'll do that. Yes, he's a junior brother. Yes,
okay.
I'll do
Thank you so much.
You.
That's Honorable
Anaba,
right. Member of Parliament for Garu. And that's how we end tonight's edition of Eyewitness News, which came to you from our studios in Accra. I am Umaru Sanda Amado. Production by Kobina Wilson, Beverly London, Sami Wiafi, Julian Naudami Asari, Manuel Ayama from Upper East Region, and Chris Esima, also from Upper East Region. Yeah, part of the production tonight. Emmanuel Lati helped us with the technical production. New media support from Emmanuel Owusu. We'll be back tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. Thank you for listening and have a good night.
Citi News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.
Citi